Bourbonbarkeep, my name's Curtis. Thanks for joining us. And if you're new here, we do whiskey reviews, which I think you were intrigued by the new Knob Creek 10-year rye. So was I. I do like Jim Beam. I don't know if I would go as far as to say he's my favorite distiller by any means, but they had a fantastic 2024. And when I saw this finally on the shelf in 2025, welcome, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. 10 years, under $100? Yes, please. So stay tuned and we'll get into this bottle. Knob Creek had a few new additions last year. We had the Knob Creek Burr Rye, I believe is technically how it's pronounced. And we liked it as a channel. We were like, hey, for what, $45? This is kind of fun. It makes fantastic cocktails. I feel like that's derogatory. And yeah, I'm getting off track. Knob Creek 10-year rye, a new permanent staple in the Knob Creek Jim Beam line here. And I'm pretty pumped for it. I'm not a die-hard rye guy, but on this whiskey journey, as you all have seen, I've started to dip into ryes a bit more. So I'm excited to see where this leads us. This is $70, once again, 10 years at 100 proof. So checks a lot of boxes, and 70, I feel like could be underpriced. A lot of their Knob Creek stuff I feel like could be priced a little higher. I'm not gonna tell them that, but that Knob Creek 12-year is absolutely dynamite. But we're here for the 10-year. So go ahead, like, subscribe while I nose this guy, and you're not gonna miss a thing. All right, where do we go here? We got heavy caramel. That orange peel is delightful, very refreshing. There's a nice spearmint, you know, kind of that little bit sweeter mint. It's like mint's sweet cousin. You're like, gosh, spearmint's here. But they're just so nice, you can't help but say hi and be cordial at least. Almost like a lemon tart cookie. You know what I'm talking about? Like the lemon tart has like a weird jello with the powdered sugar on top. I even get the powdered sugar. Like there's a nice bright sweetness to it that I really like. As you would expect, oak's coming through, so I'm trying not to hit, you know, like the obvious or the standard ones, but if it wasn't there, you'd be slightly alarmed with it being a 10-year rye. Whew. All right, on the palate. That's nice. Very coating. That 100 proof is really nice. Not too soft, not overpowering to where pretty approachable. Very sweet. Rye spice comes out a little bit more on the palate than the nose, even though it's there. I mean, it's a rye, but that's nice. Ooh. That lemon tart kind of continues, very citrusy, but there's no sour. It's all this like, how do I want to describe that? Like the orange peel, lemon tart, but the powdered sugar reigns in the tartness of it. Beautiful caramel. There's like like a clove on the end of it. Oh yeah, that's nice. Not a lot of spice, but not a bad thing. I mean, it's dangerously smooth. I'm gonna do sip 2, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it. That nose does translate to the palate pretty well, and I'm here for it. There's like a nice flat, like cherry cola in there. I say flat because there's just not a ton of spice, not a ton of tingle, and that's fine. The viscosity's there. It hangs around the tongue for a very long time. For being 100 proof, you have a nice hug at the end of it, but this nice deep brown sugar, that spearmint is kind of front to finish. Nice oak presence as it just kind of hangs out there. I enjoy it. If you've watched this channel in the past, you know I'm a big A or B guy. The A and B is sometimes blind. I'll shameless plug for the House Call Wednesday if you enjoy those. But I enjoy when other channels or if you're tuning in this channel, gives you, hey, if I'm gonna walk in and spend $70, what am I gonna buy? It's probably not gonna be 2 bottles. So one of the ones that I picked here was the Russell Single Barrel. So I'm gonna get that poured up and we'll do a quick side-by-side to see, is the old bottle better? Let's see. Russell Single Barrel, welcome. Thank you for joining to the show. This one is 104 proof. These are single barrels, so I don't know the variance between them, but there can be. I feel like you could say that about a lot of batches of, other whiskeys that, it's still in a barrel, who knows what the weather was that year. But ultimately, these should be pretty similar in terms of their roads. Boy, tough start. All right, Russell's, 104 proof. I believe this is like $60, $65, so pretty close in the ballpark. And this is actually a lower rye content as well, so around that, rumored to be that 51% rye. So I would like to think this is close. Hopefully this helps you. Let's see. Lot more mint on the nose than this one going into that lemon tart and that brown sugar. This one, much brighter. Almost like a tea, like a sweet tea maybe. Cherry coming out, maybe like a molasses, like a nice dark sugar. But yeah, this is much brighter. I did pick the Russell Single Barrel over even like the Rare Breed rye. I like this one more. I believe I'm out of Pikesville, so we're with the Russells. Here we are. No. It's brighter, it's sweeter, I think, probably because of the brightness. That sweet tea definitely continues. Cherry cola is probably on both. It kind of seems like I get a lot of cola on both of these, but this one, that mint and that sweet tea mint, that's why I get a ton of on that bottle. Sugary sweetness, like white sugar. Wow, okay. All right, Knob Creek one more time. Whew. Man, that's good. Okay, yeah, that's worth. Okay, good to know. This one, it still is just, it's this dark, rich sweetness that I love. You kind of try and sniff as you're sipping as well. That rich caramel is there. Rich brown sugar, a lot more oak on this one. I think this should be around 6 or something like that, whereas the youngest in here is going to be your 10, to where that oak is much more present. That complexity, I think, is on the Knob Creek as well, to where I do really like this Russell Single Barrel. That Knob Creek is definitely worth paying the $5 or $10 up for sure, on my side, at least. We're gonna get into scoring. I need less clutter. I don't know, it's an OCD thing, I guess. All right, into our scoring. I feel better. It just felt like it was closing in on me, and here we are. So thank you for walking me through that. We have our senses, our categories will flash up somewhere on the screen at this point. Man, it's definitely great. I really enjoy it. I don't have a lot of ryes, but this one I'm probably gonna have a few times. I'm gonna go 83. I do think it's great. I want more of it. It's tough just having it sit in front of me and not sip it. Bang for the buck. That's something we do on the channel, to where obviously we have the experience on the census piece. We don't take pricing consideration. At $70, what are you actually getting in the glass? So you're talking 10 years, not barrel proof, fine. That 100 proof I think is great. I don't think I would put it too much higher than that 107 range that I think is kind of a sweet spot as well. I mean, it's below your $10 a year, if you will, value, double digit rye, 70 bucks. I think I'm gonna go 75. On a previous episode, I feel like I ranted, I'll shorten it, the Cliff Note piece. I feel like we haven't given enough credit to some of these bangers that, you know, no, that doesn't mean I'm willing to pay $150 for it, but what I'm actually getting at a smaller price range than, let's say, like the Heaven Hill Rye, that Grains of Glass that came out for $100, $110. I mean, no, not when this guy's here. So I feel like I'm going to try and be better about giving better scores to some of these lower bottles because they deserve it, and that's what people can find. Not everybody's willing to spend over $100. I don't blame you when this is sitting on the shelf at this point. So this will go into our 2025 Whiskey of the Year rankings. Will it come out on top? Lord only knows, especially when you throw in that bang for the buck wrench. So stay tuned for the rest of the year. And then you do that by the like and subscribe button. We mentioned that previously. I'm just gonna pop up twice a week. I say, hey, and hopefully save you some money. See what happens.